今年は投手としても復活し投打二刀流で素晴らしい活躍をしている大谷選手。2024年にドジャースレジェンドとして球団殿堂入りを果たしたセイ氏がドジャースネーションの番組に出演し、大谷選手への二刀流としての期待や自身の貴重なボールサインコレクション、中でも王貞治さんの直筆サインについても語ってくれました。
As far as Shohei Ohtani goes, I mean, I remember asking you a couple years ago which players you like to watch. You mentioned him as a player. Now he's with the Dodgers, starting to pitch again. I mean, it's one thing for fans and reporters to have an opinion on, a guy that's pitching at a Cy Young level, hitting at an MVP level. But as a former great all-star player like you are, I mean, how do you kind of comprehend and make sense of what Shohei Ohtani is able to do on the baseball diamond?
I'm not sure I can. You know, when he is the two-way player, which the Dodgers paid for, whether they utilize that or not is to be seen. But that's what makes him the Babe Ruth of baseball. And, you know, when you look at WAR, which dominates the metrics today, when he does the dual thing, he is unquestionably the best player in baseball. He's got, you know, two ways of gaining WAR. And, you know, right now, Aaron Judge is having a great year again. I think he leads Major League Baseball in WAR, which makes him a prime candidate again. Cal Raleigh from the Mariners, who won the home run contest in the All-Star game, breaks a record for catchers for home runs in the first half. Most guys would take those statistics for the year and be very, very proud of it. And it's done in right around 100 games. So Shohei Ohtani has a chance to be one of the greatest players in the history of the game, and he needs to stay healthy. And what would solidify, you know, his claim for that would be if he can be able to, you know, be the dual player for a couple of years at least. The only thing that separates Babe Ruth from Barry Bonds is Babe Ruth got points in WAR for his pitching. And those are the 1-2 ranked players in all of baseball history.
Yeah, and if you're Shohei Ohtani, I mean, there's been some talk. You mentioned Barry Bonds, and he was saying that he should only be a hitter. And then John Smoltz said if he was just a pitcher, he'd be the best pitcher in baseball. Shohei Ohtani said a couple days ago, he's a pitcher that learned how to hit. Do you think that this is something he just tries to do as long as he possibly can?
I'd like to see it happen because it's so unique and so bizarre. And for him to be that good of a pitcher, you know, I don't, you know, Babe Ruth was a pretty good pitcher. But I don't know if he was a top 5 pitcher, potentially, or top 10 pitcher. You know, I think Ohtani has been considered to be that. You know, I think there was one year when he pitched for the Angels that he won 15 games. You know, and so, I mean, that's 15 games, winning 15 games today with the metrics and the way that they align the rotation and the innings pitched and whatever. I mean, that's phenomenal. And then when you add him as a hitter, you know, and yeah, it's a DH. I understand that the purists would like to see him playing every day instead of being an everyday, or being just a DH. But when you put him, you know, when you put him in the pitching side of it, and that kind of, I think, evens out. We'll see how it goes. I don't expect them to push him much the second half. If they need him, I think they'll use him. But I think that I think they would like to save him for the postseason if necessary. I think that's a better fit right now.
Yeah, and they got the depth to do it. Now, I saw that you have a pretty big autograph collection. You talk about that in the book, and getting autographed baseballs.
Yeah.
Is there a piece of baseball memorabilia that you treasure the most?
Well, I've got a number of baseballs that are your current stars. And that was done while I was working there. I didn't really start collecting until well after I'd retired, you know, and I remember the first 2 baseballs that I got, and it was Ted Williams and Mickey Mantle. And, you know, and of course, you know, I have Willie Mays. That might be my best one, but I also have one that's really unique, and not many people have this one, and it's Sadaharu O. And I got that from one of our international scouts who was from Japan, and he told me he was going back, and I'm saying, would you do me a big favor? I said, would you ask Sadaharu O to sign a ball for me? And the reason why, it comes from the Tokyo Giants visited Vero Beach in the 70s. They trained with us for about 2 weeks, if I remember correctly. We got to play an exhibition game for, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 innings with the Tokyo Giants. And Sadaharu O was the first baseman. And I got a base hit, and I was down there, and I remember talking with him briefly. But he remembered it. He remembered me, and so I got this autograph back, and he signs it to me in both Japanese and English. So another very special ball that I have. But yeah, I call those my Hall of Fame balls and my significant others who are not in the Hall of Fame. But yeah, it's a special one, and I look back on it, and I was so fortunate to play against a whole lot of those guys. There's not many that I have that I didn't, and I think one of them was Johnny Mize. But yeah, there's some great ones in there, and I really treasure that collection.
That's amazing. 868 home runs for Sadaharu O. on the field in Tokyo. Just a true legend. All right, Rob.
ノン選手からは大谷選手レジェンドとしての大きな期待が伝わってきました。エンゼルス時代の15勝と規定投球回数を投打でクリアというのも本当に偉大なことです。ドジャースでも投打フルシーズンでの活躍を期待したいですね。また王さんとの意外なつながりも印象的でした。引き続きの活躍を期待します。